Hi, it's Mike. So, let me see. I take part in a forum with a bunch of car guys, and they have a thread there where we do the fat guys losing weight. So we track our fat there and we comment on things that we're doing. So, the other day I posted a picture of what I was having for breakfast, and I guess I didn't expect the storm that happened, but it was a big storm. And so when I showed them what I had for breakfast, I had all kinds of comments, and there were pretty well charged comments. In fact, a lot of them suggested that my smoothie was giving me way too much sugar, and that it would be a bomb in my body. And they said if I checked my glucose, I would be shocked by what I saw. So I said to them, challenge accepted. So yeah, I was really surprised at the strength of the negative comments. I think what happens a lot is people start to understand what is going on in their body, and because that's what they know, then when someone comes up with something different, they really fight back and they push back, and they're really not interested in understanding a lot of what's going on. Especially when they've spent their entire life knowing it one way about eating and one way about health, and they have someone confronting them, not too hard, but confronting them with something that's different. And boy, it's amazing the pushback that you get. And I certainly think a lot of us see that as we're on our vegan journey. Yeah, so I went to a local drugstore and picked up a glucose meter. They're pretty inexpensive. I think it was about $19.99, and I got a meter along with the finger pricking tools and the test strips. And that's really, they're a little bit like printer cartridges or inkjet printers. The device itself isn't so expensive, it's the consumables. So the test strips aren't really that inexpensive, so I was glad to find one that had them included. So I waited until the next morning to check my fasting glucose, as that's the best time to check it, I guess, before you eat or drink anything in the morning. And my fasting glucose was 84. So then that morning I went and did a just over 2 mile run with some friends from work, and then came home. I drank a bunch of water. And then just before I was going to start eating breakfast, I checked my before breakfast glucose level, and that was at 87. So that was about an hour and a half after my run. I was at glucose of 87. So I made my smoothie, drank a little bit, went to work. I made a smoothie that day that had 7 bananas, half cup of mangoes, a half cup of strawberries, 2 teaspoons of organic palm sugar or coconut sugar, and a bunch of water. And also that day for breakfast, I ended up with a plain bagel because we had some free bagels at work. So that totaled about 1,171 kcals for the day. And when I make that smoothie, I end up putting it in 2 containers. One's got 30 ounces and one's got 32. So it's a total of about 62 ounces of smoothie comes out of that. And so what I did was I ate the first smoothie, and I wanted to check and see what my glucose was going to look like after I basically started, was partway in to my meal. So after my first 30 ounces, I checked my glucose, and I was at 107, which isn't really too big of a rise. It's only 20 or so up from my before breakfast number, so I'm doing pretty good. And then about 2 hours after I started eating breakfast, which was about a half hour or so after I finished the last 32 ounces of smoothie, I had checked my glucose, and it was 99. So it was already on its way back down. So overall, that seemed like it was working pretty good. So then I checked my glucose again before lunch, which is about 3 hours after breakfast was done. And my glucose at that time was 91. So it's still heading back towards my before breakfast, or kind of my fasting level. And that was kind of the end. I used up the test strips then, because had a couple misfires and stuff. So what all these numbers mean? Well, they mean that my glucose response is really just working like it's supposed to. There's nothing unusual going on. It's just working. It kind of shows that eating a lot of fruit isn't the same thing as say eating two pieces of white bread or drinking a couple cans of Coke. It's not affecting the way your glucose response and your insulin response is not. It's not acting up. It's not doing anything weird. It's not showing a big scale. The studies show pretty definitively that eating, having whole fruits in your diet, especially berries, is a big win. Really gives you a good control of your insulin response, and helps to reduce the chances of really diabetes. You're not, along with lots of other reasons why it helps reduce the chances of diabetes, but it's not working your pancreas, and it's not working those systems in your body hard. It's just taking it easy. So overall, with my insulin response of a delta of about 20, seems pretty reasonable, if not low, compared to what other people will see, or at least what the research shows with white bread or meat. And so I guess that worked out well. And certainly when I posted that information on the Car Guys forum, they were surprised. In fact, they still think that I was an idiot for doing it. So we'll see. I've been doing it for a while. I'm on 4.5 months now on this lifestyle, and I feel great. Lots of energy. I like to do a lot of stuff. I'm outside today. It's finally getting warm and nice outside here in Minnesota, and so yeah, it's a great lifestyle. So how about you? Have you ever had your glucose checked? Do you have insulin resistance, or have you gotten rid of insulin resistance? How do you find this lifestyle benefiting you? It'd be great to hear. So please share down in the comments below. I think my next video might be, I'm not sure what my next one's going to be, but I know coming up soon is going to be my discussion on metabolic damage and what that means scientifically, at least based on what I can find in the studies. Surprisingly, so far, it's looking pretty unclear. Science is still unclear, but we'll touch on that in the next second of the next video. So have a great day. If you're looking forward to seeing my next stuff coming up, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And for sure, let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to look into or talk about down in the comments down below. Or let me how your life's been with checking your glucose and stuff. So, hey, everyone, have a great day. Bye.